All right, welcome back. I thought I'm like, okay, maybe we can get this version, this scenario done faster than the other scenario because the first scenario was mostly all about how the game is played and what you do, without going into too much details on it. So I've already set up everything, and you're probably like, "What the hell is that?" Well, the second scenario is basically all the locations are already out. They already start. The game also helps you say, okay, the best place is put these here, and you do, and then you notice that not all these locations are all connected, which is where these things are really come in. Like the graveyard. The graveyard can only go to Rivertown, and Rivertown's the only place that can go to the graveyard, which is a nice little detail. So having these little chips is quite helpful in that regard. And if you notice, we have our house because we didn't burn it down. Had we burned it down during the setup, it would say, no, you take this out and you start here instead. But because we have our house, we get to start right here. Now, before we go and play this campaign, let's go to read the story. Check campaign log. Well, see. If Lita was forced to find others to help her cause, read intro 1. Otherwise, skip to intro 2. Basically, if Roland died, we'd have to pick another investigator to play, and we'll go through that, and that would be the introduction to this campaign for them. But because Roland survived, we don't have to worry about that. We go to intro 2. In the wake of the disaster at your home, Lita Chandler, the red-haired woman from your parlor, lays out a tale that, even in light of what you just witnessed, strains the limit of your belief. The creatures in your home, she claims, are called ghouls, cruel beings who plunge the crypts, caverns, and tunnels beneath the city of Arkham. Continue to intro 3. These creatures feed on corpses of humans, and they served by the dark cult within Arkham, whose members have inexplicably come to worship the ancient master of the ghouls. This cult has been killing innocent people and feeding them to the ghouls, satisfying a monstrous hunger. The dark balance was maintained until now. Recently, Lita continues, one of their lairs, which the corpses were stored, was destroyed. Since then, the ghouls have been more active than usual. I have tracked their movements and tried my best to stop them from running amok throughout the city, but I think there's something worse going on. The cult has been planning something darker and more ominous than anything I have yet observed. Indications are this plan shall come to fruition tonight, shortly after midnight. Beyond that, I cannot fathom what to expect. Many of the cultists, Lita continues, will seem like everyday people, despite their foul intentions. Excuse me. Whenever a cult meets, its members dons masks shaped with skulls of various animals to protect their identity from one another. These masks are our mark, symbols of death and decay. We must unmask the cultists and expose and derail their plans. But we have a few hours. The more cultists we find before midnight, the better. And then you continue to set up, which I've already set up. Basically, in this scenario, the Midnight Mask, we need to find every cultist. It's basically almost impossible to do. And this scenario basically teaches you that you cannot always do everything perfectly. It's almost impossible to do so. And it's a very good scenario to test out various decks as well. Now, during the setup, had I not killed that ghoul priest from earlier, he would be in this deck. Which means he would actually hunt us down in this scenario had we not killed him earlier. Blah, blah, blah. And the house is standing and whatnot. Alright. So, there's only one act. There's no clues to spend to change it. But, so let's read the agenda. Lita seems convinced of a conspiracy within the city of Arkham. She believes that a secret cult serves the ghoul that lives in the crypts beneath the city, and that several of the cult prominent members are scattered throughout Arkham. As you begin searching for them, you can't shake the feeling that you too are being hunted. Resign. You don't want to risk taking too long. You head safely back with the information you've gathered. So, basically, that means I could resign at any time in this campaign. And then we have the next agenda, which is this basically the same. Basically, this is all time limit. You have a time limit to unmask everyone, which is why they call it the Midnight Masks. You have one night to find the members of this cult and reveal their plan. The more members of the cult you find and interrogate before midnight, the better. The investigator may spend 2 clues per investigator as a group. Draw the top card of the cultist deck, which I have already have. Let's actually put them over here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw the top card of the cultist. Find as many unique cultist enemies as you can and add them to the pile of the victory display. If there are 6 unique cultists in the victory display, advance. Note, not all 6 of them are in this deck. There's 5 of these, but there's 6 cultists. They're just not in here. So, let's play. I already gave myself my fire resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get all healed up, and because I didn't take any trauma, I don't start with anything. Alright, I really like this, my starting hand. This is probably my best starting hand yet. Much better than the last time. I can mulligan if I want, but you can only mulligan once. And if you ever get a weakness in your hand, you put it aside, grab another one, and shuffle the weakness back in. You never start with your weaknesses out. Alright, your house. Despite what happened, you couldn't bring yourself to destroy your home. Force. When Ghoul Priest spawns, spawn it here instead of the normal location. That's in case this Ghoul Priest comes out of here and just starts from your house and go around. But he's dead. We don't have to worry about that. But during I'm here, I can draw 1 card and gain 1 resource once per turn. You still feel uneasy about going back. There's 1 clue on there. Alright. So first things first, we learn from experience. Let's get our machete out. And thank God we actually have a machete. It's probably one of the best things starting out with. Let's put this down here a little bit more because this is a pretty big area for what we're going to do. This is actually one of the bigger scenarios, but there are bigger scenarios, but it's usually around this big. So, and then my next, I'll spend 2 more. Get my Hawkeye folding camera, and I'll have 1 experience. This is already a pretty decent way. So let's get that 1 clue token, which is a -1, which we pass because we have 3. Go into the 2, so we have 2. So we take this 1, and we get it. Which means because we get all 1 from the location, boom. All right. So where are we doing? Upkeep phase. Gain 1 resource and draw a card. Prepare for the worst. I don't need it. Alright, so we got to put 1 Doom token and we draw a card. False lead. If you have no clues, false lead gains search. If you have 1 or more clue, test book 4. For each point you fail, place 1 clue in your location. So basically, I gained this, and now I'm about to lose it because of this card. That's interesting. All right. So I have I'm actually doing this by a -1, and let's go ahead and take prepared for the worst because I already have a weapon out. So yeah, let's do that. So we're even. X is the highest number of Doom on a cultist in play. There are no Doom in cultists. So this is does nothing. Let's put that right there. All right, our turn again. We get to keep the clue, and I'm gonna play shortcut. The game's basically give me a free move, which I go to Rivertown. The banks of the Miskatonic River are lined with docks, warehouses, and small shops in a district aptly named Rivertown. There is 1 clue on here. There is something unsettling about the water of the Miskatonic River tonight. It ripples and bubbles through something that's been moving beneath the surface. Alright. So, we're going to use 1 action. That's 2. To against that 1 shroud. I am up by 2, and no auto fail. Oh crap, I dropped it, but it was the cultist. -2 plus 1. Doom on the nearest cultist. There's no cultists out, so we don't have to worry about that. And putting Doom out here on either cards or monsters, which will happen in this scenario, does count towards this. And if you kill them with a Doom, then they go away. Basically, cultists are here to basically fast forward the agenda. We need to kill them. And as a solo player, it's really hard to do so. But we get this, and we put one in the fold, or another one on the Hawk Phone camera. And I'm going to use this as special action to spend these 2 clues to get our first cultist out. The Wolfman Drew. We spawned him downtown, which is up here. Force. When the Wolfman Drew attacks, heal 1 damage. Drew is a long-time patient in Arkham Asylum. Rumor has it he was locked up for committed cannibalism several years ago. He's considered as extremely dangerous. And yet he's around. Alright, so I still have one more action. I could go this way, or I could go this way. Let's go this way because it's faster to get to Drew. And, yeah. We need to get rid of as much cultists as we can, either through parlay or killing. And we need to kill the Wolfman. Alright, so we go to Easttown. The Easttown neighborhood, situated on the northern banks of the Miskatonic River, contains low-class housing, the Arkham Police Station, and popular eateries like Valma's Diner. While you're in Easttown, reduce the number of each ally asset you play by 2. That's actually really good. But I don't have any allies. One of the cards I upgraded was Vicious Blow and 2 Beat Cops. So they're in my deck right now. I have 1 extra leftover XP which I can spend after this because I didn't really have anything to spend it on for 1. So that was my last action for movement. Alright. So we draw 1 card. Smoking Pipe, which is pretty good. Basically that means I can spend a turn to take 1, kill 1 sanity and take 1 damage. You get 1 resource. This goes up by 1. And boom. We get a Night Gaunt. Let's put the threat area right here so we have empty space. When attempting to evade, double the negative modifier of each revealed chaos token. Well, we're not going to evade him. This Night Gaunt's a monster and whatnot. Alright. So he has 4 health, that's not good. But we have Machete, we can kill him twice. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and I have 5 against his 3, which is still possible to fail because the ruin right here from the Midnight Mass is actually a -3, which is a +1. So he takes 2 damage because Machete does an additional damage if he's the only one engaged with me. And we'll attack him again, so we have 1 thing left. Auto fail. He does not have retaliate, so he doesn't hit me. Okay. And I get a cultist, which is -2, so he has 6, 5. I actually failed that one. But there's no cultist. Wait, is this a cultist? Yeah, he is a cultist, so Doom would actually go right here. Alright, so enemy's turn. Night Gaunt's gonna hit me for 1 health. 1. Alright. Then the upkeep phase. That. Draw a card. Get my Beat Cop, which is sweet. This goes up by 1. This is actually 4 because Wolfman has 1. And Obscure and Fog. The attack's location gets +2 Shroud, which means this is now 4, not a thing. But if it's successfully investigated, this goes away. We don't have to worry about that because of rolling special ability. Once I kill this guy, I get that automatically. Alright. So, let's just go ahead. We're back at 3. Try to kill him. +1, Night Gaunt's dead. I gain the clue, which also affects my Hawkeye folding camera, which now I have 6 sanity. Well, 5 because of the -1. And I still have 2 more actions. I'm going to spend 1 action to play beat cop for 2 because this place allows me to have reduce the cost of each ally for 2. I could move. He would come at me and would hit me. Should I do that? Beat cop allows me. When I do beat cop damage, when he has a special ability where he can damage himself and then he can damage someone else. But I don't know if it's also hard damage. I think it's just regular damage. Alright. But he also gives me +1 to fight. So I have 1 more action. If I go over there, I'll lose all my action, then he'll hit me. Is that just a bad thing though? I'm not sure. I could use my smoke and pipe, but I think I'm just going to draw a card. Cover up. So, this is Roland's special ability, special weakness. Put cover up into play with 3 clues on it. When you discover one or more clue in your location, discard that many clues from this instead. When the game ends, if there's any clues on cover up, you suffer 1 mental trauma. So this is what really hurts Roland. This whole mental trauma. He only has 5 mental health or sanity, and in a long 8 campaign, this thing can really screw up your tempo because you're too busy trying to do this and not the act deck. But because this scenario is really just 3 campaigns, I'm not worried about taking at least one trauma. Taking 2 trauma from the first scenario would have been horrible, but yeah. I guess I shouldn't have drawn the card, but either way, I would have gotten it. Alright. Wait, I just realized, no, the Wolfman does not have Hunter, so gain 1 scenario, 1 scene of the crime. Alright. This goes up. So there's 5 total because of the Wolfman, so we need to kill that thing quickly. Haunting Peril. Peril basically meaning if you're a multiplayer, you can't talk about other people around what this cards do. Spend 1 clue or take 2 damage. I'll just take 2 damage. I have plenty of health. Alright, so my turn. We're going to go this way and to downtown. The downtown area of Arkham is filled with government buildings, including City Hall. The First Bank of Arkham, Independence Square, and Arkham Asylum can be found in this area, which is why we find the Wolfman. It's the busiest district in the city. So, well, limit once per game, I can heal 3 horror. A refuge for the mind or a prison for the soul. There's 2 victory points, 1 here. Now, because I went to a location with a monster, he automatically goes to my threat area. If he ever attacks, he heals 1 damage. Drew is a long-time patient. Yeah, we already read that. Alright. But I still have, that was my 1 action to move. I still have 2 actions. I can kill him. So, this can be 1, 2, or 6. I'm up by 2. Attack him. -2. Good. I do give him 2 damage. So that's good enough. And then again, Skull. The highest number of Doom and Occultist, which is +1. So he's at 5. I still have 6. I still beat him. I kill him. So we have 1 out of 6 persons down. And this goes away. So now the agenda is at 4, not 5. So it goes in the victory pile, which I'll just put up here. And because of Roland's special ability, boom, another. Now I still have 1. I can spend this clue to find another cultist, or I can get this and get a victory point. I'm going to see how far I can get, how many cultists I can get out of here. So let's go ahead and use our last action to get this clue up. Now, I should say, instead of getting a clue here, I could take a clue off of here instead, because I would discover this clue instead. But because I'm going to ignore this weakness, I'm going to take mental trauma at the end of the scenario. I'm not going to worry about it. The next scenario is the last scenario of this campaign. So, Victoria Dura, Victoria Devereux. Spawn at Northside, so she spawns there. Spend 5 resources, parlay, and add her to the victory pile, or I can just kill her. Oliver Thomas, the proprietor of the Kurashi shop, has informed me of a new client has taken a keen interest in the mysterious mask. Which is nice. This is actually very beneficial that she's like literally right next to us, but that was my last action. So, let's see. Gain 1 resource. If I had 5 resources, I could just take one action to kill her, but instead I'm going to hit her for 2. Unless there's a monster that comes at me, then this is going to be different. So, gain 1 resource, 1 thing. Deduction, alright. Alright, so this is at 5. This is slowly going under. And chill. Test will 4. If you fail, choose 1 answer card, or if you cannot, sort 1 card. Okay. Let's take away smoking pipe. And I have 1 at 5. So I'm up by 1. -2. I failed. Destroy 1 asset. I kind of don't want to get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of these, so I'll just take 2 damage. So let's just give us. So that's 5. All right. Our turn. Move, kill, kill. That's before we move. Let's read what this says on our side. Northside is a commercial district that contains many offices and factories, as well as a train station. Spend 5 resources, gain 2 clues from this tokens pool. Yeah, well, I'm not rolling in. Think about blue characters such as Ron do not have good abilities to gain resources, and a lot of their cards cost a lot. Like 4, that's a lot. I just realized I can actually beat her in 1 turn because beat cop. But in the north side, nothing gets people talking faster than a bit of dough. So I go here, and because Victoria is not aloof, which I don't think there is any aloof characters in this campaign, it's only the very first campaign, the Dunwich Legacy, which aloof characters are. Oh, this is supposed to be thrown out. Alright. So she's in the enemy with me. I have 2 actions. I'm going to exhaust Beat Cop, which does not take an action, to deal 1 damage to him and 1 damage to her. And then I am going to beat her with my machete. And this does not count as an enemy, so machete still does +1 damage. And I am pretty much up by. She actually has 3 attacks, so I'm up by 2. The highest Doom cultist? Nope. I got a skull, which is X is the highest number of Doom on a cultist. No, there's no cultist that has Doom, so she is dead. 2 out of 6 are dead. And I forgot to put clues on here, which I gain 1. So I have 1 action left. And I am going to go ahead and investigate. That's a Shroud of Free. I have 1. I'm up by 1. Or I could just take an enemy out and just kill him outright, but I only have 1 action, and it's quite possible to summon a Night Gaunt that has like 4 health or something, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and investigate. I'm up by 1. -2, it's a fail. Alright, so I did not get that. Alright. I think this is going pretty good for what it is. So I gain 1 resource. Draw 1 card. My good old guard dog. This goes back up. Oh, guard dog. Glad you're back. But right now, Beat Top's my new love. Alright, so this will go up by 1, which means this goes ahead. Come on. And bam. Instead of the usual thing, it's a cultist. Spawn. Engage with prey. With most clues. He's automatically engaged with me. He gets +2 per investigator. So that means, yeah, he's actually at 6, not at 4. And we get another Hunt and Shadow. Take 2 damage or spend 1 clue. I already have 7. I don't want to do that. I only have 2 health left, and yeah. Or, oh wait, I don't lose. This is not one of those. So, bam. Oh. These cultists are really just like a train of getting the cultists. The minute passes quickly as your investigation continues. Resign. You don't want to risk the safety with the information you've gathered. So I have 8 more turns. After 8, this is over, no matter what. Alright, so my turn. I have 1, 2, 6 against this 4. I'm up by 2. I can also technically play the Spoil the Crime, but when I kill him, I'll gain a clue anyway. So I'm going to be up by 2, and I'm going to spend Guard Dog to be up by 3, just in case if the Ruin comes up, which it doesn't. So he takes 2 damage. This goes to 2. I'm gonna do take out my Bandolier to do the same thing. 0. He takes 2 damage. I'm not gonna put it on there in case unless I don't defeat him. And then on the hunt, get myself ahead of him a 3rd time, and I got a 0. Maybe I'd be showing up the tokens a lot more. I'm not realizing if I'm actually showing them or not, and I don't think I am. So I actually killed this guy as soon as he comes out. He's like, "Sup?" And I just like basically machete him to death, which gives me another victory pile. I have half the cultists, and I gain a clue. I have half the cultists. I don't think I've ever had this much. I think I only played the scenario once, and I played with I think it's Skids and Wendy. And it went horrible. Roland is just, with this, is getting pretty good. Alright. So. Alright. Gain 1 resource. And we put 1 Doom token. Where's the other? On here. And Hunt and Shadow. Spend 1 clue or take 2 damage. I'm going to spend 1 clue. And now the reason for that is I actually have deduction. So if I find another place that has 2, I can just grab both of them. I'm not too worried about it. I can also actually spend it to gain a clue from there. I don't think I have to worry about any cultists spawning up here. So let's go to Mistonic Anniversary. I think they're going to have 2 clue tokens. So bam. Mistonic University, one of the most prestigious colleges in the Northeast. The university library is famous for a collection of occult books maintained by the esteemed Dr. Henry Armitage, who is in the story The Dunwich Legacy, who is also in the campaign version of... No, he's in the story of The Dunwich Horror, and he's in The Dunwich Legacy, which is an actual sequel to the story of, which is a campaign of Arkham Horror, which will be the next campaign I play. And he's in that one too. Alright, so there are 2. Let's put this to 2 so I can make sure I know how many actions I have. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a tome or spell and add to your hand. Alright, my turn. Well, it's still technically my turn. It's at 4. I'm at 4. I'm gonna commit 2 of these cards. Scene of the Crime, which I don't think I'm gonna need. And Deduction, which gives me I'm up by 2. Still possible for me to lose if I draw auto fail or a ruin card, which is a 0. And Deduction, if the skill test is successful while investigating a location, discover 1 additional clue, which is an amazing card. Man, that's 1. So the question is, do I want to spend it? Because if I spend it, because I know there's one that spawns right here. I'm going to go ahead and spend it. Let's do it. I think we're doing pretty good. Peter Warren, Mystic University. Victory 1. So he's going to hit me for 1 damage. Alright. I'll let him hit me. So, enemy's turn. He spawned at the Mystic University, which engages me, and he hits me for 1 hit. This little king. The problem is, I'm starting to really hurt bad. I'm at 6. I have 3 more health left, so that's starting to be a little bit scary. Professor of the Occult has been reading strange books related to cannibalism. Maybe he knows something we don't. Alright, so... Oh, before I do, upkeep phase. Crack the case, which actually could help earlier. I'm not really... I'm doing so well in resources, I'm not really have nothing to spend them on. Alright, so... Put 1 Doom in here. Locked door. Attacks the location with most clues without a locked door. Cannot be investigated. So, that would be downtown. Downtown's now locked. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it one bit. Alright. My turn. I'm gonna hit my beat cup for 1 damage. I'm so sorry, beat cup. And you're gonna hit the guy for hitting me back. Alright, so unless I have an auto fail, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win this. I'm going against his 2 against my 4, 5, 6. Which is there's no doom outplay. He's dead. I'm so surprised of how well I'm actually doing here. How many cultists have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 2 more cultists. There's only 2 more cultists. Ugh. Well, I still need clues to find this cultist. I'm not doing. So, I still have plenty of time. I'm going to go to St. Mary's Hospital. Arkham's own hospital, St. Mary's, has 24-hour receiving rooms and busy at all hours of night. Dr. Mortier and Nurse Sharon has been particularly stressed lately, thanks in part to recent events. So only one clue. Shoot. An extended stay at St. Mary's can do wonders to the body, but effects of one's psyche is unclear. So I killed Blue, which means I won action. I can actually heal myself a bit. I don't think I'm too worried about that. I mean, I think that's good. I still have 3 health left. Or beat cost. I'm really beaten down now. He's about to go away. Got rid of my guard dog. Alright, so I need clues. Let's do this. -1, I still got it. I'm up by a high amount. Alright. Well, draw 1 card. Chronophobia, my random weakness. At the end of your turn, take 1 direct horror. That's not good. But I'm already pretty good with horror right now, so whatever. Which is so surprising to say. 1 doom on this, and bam. Mysteriously chant. Place 2 doom on the nearest cultist enemies. If there are no cultist enemy in play... Okay, I'm a bit confused. So there's no cultist in play to put 2 doom on. But if there are no cultists in play, search the counter deck and discard pile for a cultist and draw it. Shuffle the encounter deck. So I didn't kill any, so there, got 1. And it spawns at any empty location, right here. And he has 2 doom. Because I'm pretty sure, I was like saying, does the still 2 doom still go on? And I'm pretty sure it does, so. And it's actually not that bad because I'm going to easily kill him anyway. Alright, place 1 doom token. So he has 3, that has 3. That's scary. Alright, so I'm moving in to Southside, which Southside says middle class houses, gambled roofs crowded together between the streets of Southside. The neighborhood is known for its cultural and social landmarks as a South Church, Moss Boarding House, and a historical society. Gregorian House of the Historical Society is well known for its private library, where local records, maps, and artifacts from Arkham's past hints at secrets better left alone. And there's only one clue on it. And this guy will go right here. So movement is 2. And I actually need 2 actions for my chronophobia in order to discard it. But we need to kill this acolyte. And the acolyte will give me. He only has 1 health. I could actually use Beat Cup, which is up, but I don't want to use Beat Cup right now. Beat Cup's pretty beaten up right now, so. -1. I beat him. So all this goes away, all that doom is dead. And I use roll special ability. Bam. And then, okay, I don't want to do it last time. We're like, okay, one of these guys is going to spawn in the graveyard. Maybe, actually, I think the last 2 either spawns here or here. I know one spawns right here, and I'm pretty sure there's one spawns in the graveyard. So, you know what? Let's do it. Let's spawn one. Graveyard. Choose, spawn at the graveyard. Alright. It's gonna take me 1, 2. Alright. So that was all my actions. I take 1 direct horror. Because of that. Doom goes up. This is almost done. I don't think we can get the 6th one. I think we can kill him and go back, because I gotta get rid of this. I think I can take more damage. In fact, actually, a direct horror. Since it says direct horror, it means it always goes to me. I can't apply it to Beat Cop. Alright, so obscure and flawed attached to your location, gets +1 shroud, doesn't matter. I haven't found any night gaunts. So it's my turn. I can move up, get rid of this. Then next turn, move, hit, dead. If I get all 6 cultists from this, I'm going to be extremely surprised. This is as farthest I've ever gone. I fear that someone that's going to watch this video is like, hey, you played that wrong. And I'm like, probably. Oops. And then I'm going to feel bad. And honestly, you really shouldn't, because this game is you can so easily play this wrong. Alright, so, did I give myself a resource card? I don't think I did, but I'm not gonna, since I didn't, I'm not going to. Alright. So if I haven't really seen a lot of monsters. I'm sure there's gonna be more cultists in this deck. So that'll take 2 turns to go up and do all that. Even if I go straight here, I'm not going to be able to kill him. So let's just do the best. Here, and discard the chronophobia. Yeah. I like to use these things so I can figure out where it is the play area for the camera. Alright, so that's the end of my turn. He does not have haunted, so he stays there. Boom. Hey, guard dog. Got my other guard dog. At 5, this is getting close. And Wizard of the Order, spawn at any empty location. At the end of the Mythos phase, he draws 1 Doom. So let's put you right there. Yeah, at this point, I'm not getting 6. This is too close for me. But getting 5 is like really, really good. I have not expected this much at all. So my turn. So it was the end of the Mythos phase, so we get this at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this gets 7 for the Mythos phase. And then at the end, he goes right to be 8, but it does not actually trigger this unless it says on here that it will trigger. So Yeah, there's no way I'm getting the last one. I can't. I would go back and kill it, but then I'll lose that. So let's just go. Let's finish this. This needs to end. Let's go to the graveyard. The graveyard lies at the foot of the French Hill. Some of the headstones date back to the 17th century, when the earliest colonists came to Arkham. Consider what happened to your house. You're not completely keen on heading there. Yep, there's two clues. I thought there would be. Fourth, after you enter graveyard, test will. If you fail, you must either take 2 horror or return to Rivertown. So I don't have anything to increase it, but I have 4. So I'm up by 1, and I get a +1. So it doesn't matter. I'm at this guy goes with me. I'm at 2 actions, and I'm going to spend in those 2 to kill this guy. So my first one, I'm just going to go ahead and try. I'm up by 3. 1, 2, 6. Yeah, I'm up by 3. So skull. So it's worth -1 because there's one doom with a cultist. So but I still beat him. So he takes 2 damage. I'm not going to worry about it. And then just move to kill him and then kill him again. So yeah, that'll be all my actions. And I forgot to put my 2 clues down. And the same thing, another skull token, which means he's dead. Which means I gain this. Holy crap, and that's the end of that turn. I have so many resources, I can't believe it. Alright. So this goes up by 1. We gain another locked door with the most cards. There isn't. Actually, it'll be right here. It would be right there. Someone locked the crypt. And then this goes to the order. So there's actually 8 in here. So next time you put a clue in here, this goes in time order. I think we did really good. This is basically the end of the game, but I'm going to try to get this victory point. So, the attached location cannot be investigated. Test strength to break down the door, or agility to pick lock. If you succeed, discard locked door. So, let's go down to 2 and try to do that. We have, this is only for the fight, but we do get up to 5, so we're up to 2. And I'll use my guard dog to put me up to 3. So, I'm going to win unless I get an auto fail, which I haven't seen throughout this whole scenario yet. +1. This goes away. I investigate, which the shroud is 1. I have deduction, doesn't matter. -2, doesn't matter, I get it. I had the 1 action. And I was like, if I was going to fail, I'll just do it again. And if I did that, I would realize that this would actually, time was running short. So my last action would be resign. And holy cow, I cannot believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel so proud of myself. Like I said, this is really something. I'm so surprised that I was able to do this. You don't want to risk taking too long, so you head safely with the information you gathered. So, let's look at the resolutions. If no resolution was reached, each investigator resigned or was defeated, read Resolution 1, which we will. You managed to obtain some useful information about the cult and its plans. You can only hope it's enough. In your campaign log, under cultists we interrogated, record the names of each unique cultist in the victory pile, which is all these. Excuse me. In your campaign log on cultists who got away, record the name of each unique enemy still remaining in the cultist deck or in play. If it's agenda record. Agenda 1, record the max horror here as well. That's because if you basically if you resigned during here, you would not be in play or in there. So who got away? Ruth Turner, spawned at St. Mary's Hospital. Bodies from the morgue have mysteriously gone missing. Perhaps the mortician at St. Mary's Hospital has something to do with these disappearances. Can't really talk to her out of it, but she was the only cultist that got away, which I feel really good. If the Cool Priest is in the victory display, cross out the Cool Priest is still alive in your campaign log. We already killed him. We don't need to worry about him. Each investigator earns experience points equal to the victory X for each card in the victory display pile. So, we have 1, 2, 3, not this one because this one has a clue, 4, 5, 7, because he's worth 2, 8, 9. And I still have that 1 remaining XP, which I didn't take, so I have 10 experience points. So wait! And the next one, part 3, the Devour Blue, I won't be playing in this, I won't be playing it here today. I'll probably record that tomorrow. And I'm always uploading things after a whole gameplay is done, so that's why this is probably going to be the very first upload of anything I actually go up, because I'm definitely going to at least get this done. And afterwards I'll probably play the Dunwich Legacy True Solo. I'll play True Solo first, and the next time I return to it, I'll play a two-handed where I have 2 characters. And hopefully I can edit the setup to be more around, because poor Roland's all over here, and it's... But yeah, I'm trying to keep it close enough so you can somewhat see, but high enough that you can see everything. I should have also said that I do, in fact, have Night of the Zealot return to boxes. The return to boxes are basically edits done to the scenarios. For this one, there would actually be more cultists, I believe. I haven't actually played the Return to, but they do give extra cards. They give this really nice storage thing. I currently have my the Circle Undone campaign cards all right here. Even though there's no Return to box, I'm using this to put these in here. But yeah, I also have the Dunwich Returns, and I haven't. The only Return to I've actually played was Dunwich, and I went through half of it, and they edit the scenarios in a way that actually fix issues, adds more things, and it's through playability. The reason why I didn't play the updated version of the Return to the Zealot, Night of the Zealot, this campaign, is because I want to play this through the original, and the next time I play through it with the two-handed, it would be the Return to, so you can see, hey, this changed, and I'm not sure how much it changes, so that's going to be interesting to me as well. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Just so happy I actually got so much done.